Somewhere beyond the recesses of time and space, two podcasters are set adrift in a machine, picking up transmissions of movies that are forgotten but not gone.
Nicola, software engineer found dead.
Do people care that much when software engineers die that they get, like, a front page newspaper coverage about it?
I don't know if it's front page, but it is a multi-column article in the obituary section. You want me to read some of it to you?
Yeah, read some of it to me, yeah. I bet this will be very germane to the film and not just random text.
Well, you'd be surprised the level of detail that they put into this. So, this is by Andrew Niccol, Times staff writer. He writes,
I hate his coverage. He's such a hack.
Misunderstood software engineer Hank H. Alino succumbed yesterday to eye cancer. Alino, 33, was found dead at his computer.
He was
the computer software designer who was responsible for the creation of the something radical regulated refrigeration cooling system, something commonly known as RRR. Not the film.
Careful.
His something revolutionized the international import-export industry in the early 1990s. He amassed something.
Okay,
come on, color commentary while I do this.
So this guy's background seems to be largely in refrigeration and shipping logistics, and then he made a computer lady.
I think, let's just keep going and see what he says. I have a theory about what this is. So, he amassed a fortune, something that software innovation, but had something. So I'm reading off of a screenshot where a glass of whiskey is covering half of the article, so I can't read everything. Something in the last 8 years in the technological something highly regarded or widely regarded as a computer something blah blah blah, an outcast. Alino held ... led his techno peers to ... eccentric. Moving on to the next side that I can actually read. His college roommate Dan Collins said, "Those first few years out of the protective environment of an academic environment and into the corporate world were a struggle for him. Those years developing RRR for the whiskey company proved to be the last time Alino would collaborate on any level."
When you say the whiskey company, is that you mean the whiskey is blocking the word, or he made the thing for a whiskey company?
Maybe I'm mispronouncing it. Weiske, W-E-I-S-K-E.
Okay, that's probably the last name of the production assistant who was assigned to write this this text.
There are a great many speculations as to what his last computer endeavors had been. Some believe he was involved with NASA, developing software in communication with possible life forms on Mars.
Hello. Is Simone an alien?
Simone alien technology?
Oh, okay. Close Encounters of the Simone kind. That would explain why she's so much larger than Al Pacino on the poster. She's an alien giant.
That's about as far as I can read into the article there. So my idea of the cooling system is that, you know, in the 90s, as computers were getting smaller and they were doing more processing, they had to be cooled to make sure that they weren't overheating and burning out. I think that's probably the technology that he developed. You know, how do you make them, you know, more efficient by keeping them cool as they run? So the cooling system is for making technology that runs Simone actually work.
And this is a movie that does try to make technology look cool, so it is fitting there. You know, I think another way in which this movie is actually kind of an accurate look at our current technological landscape is that, you know, so often these days there will be some new piece of AI adjacent technology that everybody gets super excited about, and the press does all these glowing write-ups about this amazing AI thing, and all this venture capital money gets spent on it. Like, you know, Amazon was doing the thing where it's like the the store where you don't have to pay. You just like pick up the food and you walk out with it, and the cameras look at what you've got and uses AI to figure out what it is. But then the whole thing fell apart when it came out that no, actually, the images from the cameras were just being sent to like a data center in India, and low-wage workers were just identifying what the stuff was and doing the work themselves. So much in the same way that these days they show us some shiny product, they tell us it's AI, but it's actually just underpaid people. This movie is like they're showing us a lady and saying that it's, you know, hey, it's this great lady, but actually it's just Al Pacino in a room pretending to be a lady. Like it's that same
it's
idea.
This great lady, you're gonna love this
great
product.
Lady. It's you know, it's just a great lady. She's not a computer lady. She's just a regular lady, and she's great.
Well, I'm glad you're mentioning this, because I was gonna call ourselves out in that at no point in this film does the term artificial intelligence get thrown about. That
No,
is
it does
completely on us trying to make correlations to 2024 terminology. In fact, I think it's closer. I'm surprised this didn't come up on the main episode, though not that surprised, because there's so much to talk about with this movie.
Yeah.
Making no comments on like Peter Cushing being brought back to life for Rogue One, or Sam Jackson being DA, or fucking hell, like there's a point at which Al Pacino says most actors have digital work done to them anyway. I think he's referencing at the time. Do you remember the movie I Am Sam?
Oh yeah, I remember I Am Sam. Boy, did he want an Oscar. Whew.
There was a controversy about that film for a reason that shouldn't be a controversy. There's many reasons that movie should be a controversy, but there's a big controversy at the time, and I think it was right before this movie came out, of how much money was spent on digitally removing an eye vein from Michelle Pfeiffer's, the side of her face.
Yeah.
And what's weird is that then Al Pacino would go on to star in The Irishman, which was so much about digital enhancement on an actor's face.
It is super ironic, yes, to have the guy who is pointing to that in this movie as evidence that nothing is real, to then go on and be kind of the poster boy for it at that point in time.
20 years later, yeah.
Also, just with the creation of virtual actors, virtual performers, I was watching the Eurovision Song Contest not long before.
I knew that was going to come up. Yeah.
Well, I am always talking about Eurovision. Is that it? Do I discuss it too much?
It's just through the years we have podcasted. It's like I can smell it in the air when there's a Eurovision contest being held. Like I know within one or two episodes afterward you're going to mention Eurovision.
Well, they have one Eurovision Song Contest per year, so A, it's not like it happens that often, and B, it's better than sports, so naturally I'm going to talk about it. But
it's just like clockwork is all.
This was the 50-year anniversary of ABBA's historic win at the 1974 Eurovision Song Contest with Waterloo, and there was all this scuttlebutt that, like, oh, are they going to have ABBA reunite to perform? Oh my god, that would be so amazing. And all this lead up, and what they finally do when they finally bring it on, it's like, and we go now live to ABBA! And I guess ABBA hates performing so much that they have basically licensed out virtual versions of themselves to do shows.
Right.
And so it goes to this video clip of like the members of ABBA looking like they did in 1974, computer generated with about the like Shrek 2 level of fidelity, like the way the humans in a Shrek movie look. And it's the most like, and they're up there and they're playing Waterloo, and it's the most like uncanny valley, dead-eyed, unpleasant, really bad to watch thing. And I'm just thinking about Simone doing Natural Woman and fooling 100,000 people, whereas virtual ABBA for the Eurovision Song Contest audience just got savaged online. Everyone hated it. Like people in our world can smell a fake pretty well, honestly.
Well,
and I
this is what I don't understand is like what benefit is that bringing to the table versus just watching them in 1974 perform Waterloo? Like, why not just show the clip?
Yeah,
like I don't. If you're not showing me a reunite, God almighty.
Reunion. But yeah.
Reunion. Thank you.
It's been a long week in the machine, folks. We got all kinds of stuff going on. Oxygen levels are low at the moment.
If you're not showing me a reunion, then like what's even the point of trying to show me them a facsimile of them younger versus just showing me them younger with an old clip? Like, you're not showing me anything new to begin with. You're showing me an old song and old versions of them in a new way. I don't know. I start to lose the point of it at a certain...
Yeah, no, you're not making ABBA better. You're making Waterloo worse, and that truly is a crime. So clearly the Eurovision organizers did not learn the lesson of Simone, which is you should not have virtual celebrities, even if they're based on real people who gave consent for it.
Well, okay, so perfect segue, because I was going to ask you, there are certainly actors at this point who have given their consent and have contributed, all short of their DNA that we're going to see for the rest of our lives until, like, they're in the data banks just waiting for society to go, I don't give a shit, just, whatever. Real people, fake people, we don't care, Who do you think it's... I have two contenders. But who do you think are going to be the actors that are never going to die? Because as soon as they die, we're going to continue to see fake versions of them.
I feel like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I'd put money on that. I think.
Okay.
And maybe
that kind of bums me out. I'm not going to lie.
Kevin Hart also, I think, never going to die.
I don't know. It's harder with humor. Like, you can use an actor and like their persona, but how do you write material in a way that's authentic to his voice? I'm not saying no to him, but like I think it'd be harder to keep him alive.
Let me be clear. I think it's gonna suck when it's done. I don't think it's gonna work well. I'm just like, I'm trying to think of people in Hollywood who are so business-minded and playing 4D chess. Like, Kevin Hart, that dude is hustling. He's doing a million things. He has a million ventures going. He signed the paperwork to digitize his shit and continue making money long after he's dead.
I've got two people that are, without a doubt, already exist digitally. They might have died a while ago. One of them in particular for the variety of things he does.
Donald Trump.
Oh, God. I mean, that would explain why fucking heart disease hasn't taken him over yet.
I mean, yeah, but if I had I'm sorry, if there was a virtual Simone version of Trump, I would want it to look better. Like, if I'm the one who paid for it, I'm like, why is
that's how you sell it as real.
Why is computer dictator falling apart in court? Like, why is he falling asleep and farting? Like, why did we get a simulation?
We've never seen him without his like orange paint. I mean, if you removed that, it would be like looking at one of the Westworld dummies without his face on. Okay, the two people I think 100% might already be a Simone.
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg.
Oh, yeah.
How does he do so many things that he does? He's got a show with Martha Stewart. He has, I'm pretty sure he has a alcohol line. I don't know which alcohol it was. That's why I stumbled on it. I'm pretty sure he has branded Chronic. He's still
food.
doing music, TV shows, appearances on things. Like, he might not be alive. He might be a Simone.
Or if he's alive, he has like a couple of Simone versions of himself that are doing other bits. It's like, who's rapping at the Orange County Fair when Snoop Dogg is taping his show with Martha Stewart in New York,
There you go. The other one I think is the most obvious one, which is Mr. Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He's already lent his voice to that short-lived GPS. Was it Waze, or what was the one where you could choose his voice to guide you around?
Yeah, I'd be yelling at you.
He's already had digital de-aging to him. Like, his face exists in a place, his voice exists in a place. That dude's never gonna die.
Yeah, I'd buy that. How pissed would he be if the Simone version of Samuel L. Jackson wins an Oscar, but he doesn't,
Well, yeah.
It'd be sad.
I don't know.
It'd be a sad thing.
Yeah, it would be a sad thing.
greatness not I mean, not like the saddest thing. Like the dude's got a good life. He's been in a lot of great movies. He was, he played George Washington Williams in Tarzan so memorably.
I have to. Okay, I'm taking this on a wild Sam Jackson tangent here, but he's in a Capital One commercial that boggles my mind. I don't understand what happens in it, even a little bit. There's a dude in a high-rise apartment that lives alone, gets on his computer, and buys, I think, a treadmill.
Mm-hmm.
And as he presses the purchase button, Sam Jackson bursts through the wall like the Kool-Aid man, like a laser cuts a door out, and Sam Jackson kicks it down and walks in and says, "Congratulations, you used your Capital One card, so you saved money." And the dude's like, "What the fuck is going on? You're Sam Jackson in my living room." And then you get the graphic screen about certain percentages that you could save or the interest rate, whatever bullshit.
Yeah, awesome, cool.
And then it cuts to them falling from the sky, like from the penthouse apartment through the air, while he's saying, "What's in your wallet?" Like, "Good job, you saved money. We're falling from this." Like, I don't understand a thing that's happening in that commercial.
Why did you jump out of your penthouse? You just bought a new treadmill. You have so much to live for.
Like, maybe he was buying skydiving equipment, or I don't know what. I think it's like trying to play on this like idea of a Nick Fury spy thing, but it never introduces the premise. We're just supposed to like take that, for face value because it's Sam Jackson. Maybe, I don't know. The text of the commercial makes zero sense.
I don't know if I associate Samuel L. Jackson with guy diving out of building. Honestly, when you say Samuel L. Jackson and rooftop penthouse, I think more of his character in The Incredibles walking around his penthouse yelling, "Honey, where's my super suit?" Like, that's what I want. Like, is the guy buying a super suit? That would make sense for the commercial. I mean, I
had to get that off my chest.
You got people jumping out of buildings and plummeting towards the ground. That's another Hudsucker Proxy parallel right there. So it would, I guess, make sense that that's a Simone L. Jackson.
I have two more things. One is a kind of a personal story, and one is just a calling out a trope in this movie. Before we go into the trailer game, which one do you want to hear? We only have time for one.
Oh gosh.
You're speaking for all of our listeners now.
Well, so this is the thing, Landon. It's a no-win scenario, because if I say talk about the trope, then it's going to imply that I don't give a shit about your personal stories or your history. So I guess tell me the personal story.
All right. Well, then I'll just ask the question of the trope, and then I'll go into the personal story. What is it about movies of throwing headshots on the ground to look at them?
Yeah, I don't know. You can't be too close to it. You gotta have a little bit of distance.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's weird. It reminded me of the movie Batman. I don't know why. Like, he's always the Joker is looking at magazine pictures and he's just strewn them about the floor rather than kind of shuffling them on his desk.
Landon, because the Joker is the clown prince of crime. He's the most twisted dude who's ever lived. Of course he's gonna throw shit on the ground to look at it. He doesn't give a fuck about society's rules.
Ooh, yes, right.
This is going to be covered in the Joker sequel that I'm going to be seeing opening day, baby. So profound. Tell me more.
Your sarcasm is hurting my ears.
There was another episode recently where I did a big run of Joker stuff up front and then realized maybe viewers thought that I was seriously praising Joker, and I have to just,
Truman, why so serious?
I just don't want anybody to think that I have a poster in my office of all of the different Jokers hanging out together at a bar.
I mean, listen, he keeps his office locked on the machine. I can't get in there to verify or not verify what he's claiming right now.
Yes, no, I promise no posters of all of the Jokers hanging out together. Is there a poster showing a bunch of famous movie gangsters and Tony Soprano hanging out smoking cigars? I'll never tell.
You don't have Joker posters up like I don't have Ernest Borgnine on my desktop.
Okay, what's your personal story? I hope it's not about Ernest Borgnine.
Hollywood stories. I played an extra. I was an extra playing a paparazzi once.
Oh, okay. What movie were you a paparazzi in?
because I have spent so much time on studio backlots and played a paparazzi once, this movie was very, like, it hit a few nostalgic buttons for me. Forgive me if I've told you, Truman, this story before. Listeners obviously haven't heard it, but I played a paparazzi in a 2-minute short film written by Senator John McCain.
Oh, man, I love it when you do Truman stuff, and this is great. I love it.
Written by Senator John McCain, starring Sharon Stone as a woman running for president.
Mm-hmm.
And so the scene that I was a paparazzi in is she's up on the podium giving a press conference, and I'm in the front row taking paparazzi photos of her.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a weird day. I did not meet Senator John McCain.
That was going to be my first question.
He was not on set for the 2-minute short film that this was.
Wow. Absentee. Wow.
I don't know the name of this. I've never seen it. I don't know if I'm in it.
What year was this?
This would have been 2007-ish, 8
So
maybe?
was this part of his presidential campaign? How did he not win?
It must have been right before it then. Yeah, it must have been maybe 2006 or 7. Yeah, very early on into my Los Angeles years.
Okay, so kind of the campaign machinery was getting I feel like whatever money went to this must have been the same kind of, like, operation that, like, has a ghost-written autobiography called, like, Paths to a Freer Freedom or something.
Maybe, yeah. But yeah, I was right in the front row, and I gave Sharon Stone a stick of gum.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Did she say thank you?
She did. Yeah, she was very cool.
Did she ask you for the gum, or did you go up to Sharon Stone and offer her some gum?
I was a little audacious in that I was an extra. I knew my face wasn't going to be on screen, and I had gum in my pocket. There was a lot of downtime, and so I was chewing gum as an extra. No one told me not to. And she saw me chewing the gum and asked me in between takes, "Do you have another stick of gum?" And I gave her a stick of gum.
If Sharon Stone asked me for some gum, I would die. That would be an amazing experience. Wait, did Sharon Stone's involvement in this movie, am I to believe that she was a great fan of Senator John McCain? Was she?
I don't think so, because she was playing more of a Hillary Clinton type. I mean,
okay.
I don't know. I don't know anything about the short film beyond the scene that I was in. So, like, it's hard for me to say.
Sharon Stone is, like, looking at the taxes being deducted from her Basic Instinct residuals and is like, we gotta do something about this. This Obama socialist is only gonna make things worse.
Oh God. So
wow.
Yeah, a little anecdote from the Hollywood years of Landen and Truman.
What was that? Sharon Stone? Did you talk to her directly, or was it like was it a mannequin at a distance asking you for the gum? Were you bamboozled by a computer lady, Landon? It happens to all of us.
That's the tagline to Computer Lady. It happens to all of us.
I mean, truthfully, when I was on the dating sites, I got bamboozled by a few computer ladies there. Not for very long, but there were a few situations where it's like, oh yeah, I'll send it. Oh wow, you're messaging me back really quickly. Wait, hang on a second.
Oh dear God. Should we play the trailer game?
Yeah, let's play the trailer game.
All right.
Let's make some guesses about what happens in the trailer for the movie Simone.
So we're going to watch the trailer and try to guess some of the moments from the movie that might be in the trailer.
Yeah.
I have a few guesses. Are you prepared to lay down the gauntlet?
I'm prepared to lay down the gauntlet. We're going to do 5 total, and you're not going to squeeze in any extra bullshit where, you're going to do 2, I'm going to do 2, and we'll agree on 1. Okay? Because every goddamn episode, you're like,
promises.
Can we do a 6th one? And it's like, no, we agreed.
Give a little extra credit.
We texted about this.
I'm not agreeing to anything
so much. We had so many conversations about how many bits should we do for the trailer game so as not to make it too complicated.
And then I throw it right out the window.
Yeah, you're just a little scamp. If I had a Robo Landon, if I had a computer guy who I was hosting the podcast with, you'd never do that. I think
Right,
I think we're gonna
you've taught me a lot. You've taught me a lot in this game to not go too broad and say drone shots of Los Angeles or exotic locations. But to start my first guess, I think it's given that we'll see the facsimile of Simone kind of appear on the screen for the first time. That's too broad and obvious. But
the ribbony kind of thing.
Yeah, I do think we will see Viktor seeing it, kind of stop in his tracks and saying, "I am the death of real."
I was gonna guess that. Okay, yeah, good. Yeah, I think we're gonna get that. I think that we're going to get him fighting with Winona Ryder at the beginning about like the thing about the trailer, like her saying that her trailer isn't the biggest one and storming off set.
Interesting. This is a marketing question, and this was actually going to be my extra credit question for you. Winona Ryder is a cameo in this movie. She's not credited, and it's kind of like a Scream. If she's in the trailer, it's kind of like a Scream situation where they're promoting Drew Barrymore as like the lead of this film. So I was going to ask you, do you think Winona Ryder's going to be in it? That would be a big part of the marketing campaign. Though this is at the height of the Free Winona movement of her shoplifting days.
Yeah. I mean, this trailer is going to serve a social justice purpose. It's going to get the word out about her. I think that, I think the main thing is that her scene helps to kind of illustrate, hey, here is why this guy is going to want to have a computer lady, and I think
there's not a lot else. Yeah. Why is he getting fired otherwise?
Yeah. And it's the fact that it's Winona Ryder is just kind of a bonus, I think.
What moment of Winona Ryder are we going to get, though? The trailer, that's kind of a fun. I mean, a trailer and a trailer. She's complaining about her trailer not being the tallest on the lot, and the trailer next to her is just taller.
Yes.
He's like, you got the biggest trailer in the world, and she's like, taller, and he's like, it's just the tires are overinflated. That would be my guess, but what do you think?
No, I think it's going to be that. I think it's going to be them. It's their argument that they have right in front of her Airstream trailer about just how it isn't big enough, and because you also get him kind of capering around trying to appease her in that moment. So that's a good way to set things up.
Yeah. I got a very easy one.
Yeah.
Very easy. We get the concert. We get Simone singing "I Am a Natural Woman," and we get the moment of Viktor also singing alone "I Am a Natural Woman" in the trailer. In the bus, I guess. Yeah.
I think we're gonna get. I think we're gonna get the Hollywood party, the release party, where the mob of people think they see Simone and they're all running for this lady, and it turns out she's not Simone, and they all fall into the fountain together. Like that's movie trailer level hijinks. That's fun in games.
I think we'll also get. Okay, so the Death of Real sets up that this is going to be a computer lady.
Everyone's doing it. Computer lady is the name of the movie.
It happens to everyone is the tagline. The computer lady.
Fans, someone who knows Photoshop, make us the poster. The computer lady has to be bigger than the guy. You know the rules.
I'm trying to remember what the question is. Oh, I think he says Hank. Who's Hank? There has to be a moment when the tabloid reporters, Pruitt, Taylor Vance, and Jason Schwartzman, interrupt the press conference to ask a question about Simone, because we have to introduce the idea of this is all going to come tumbling down.
Yeah. I think that.
But I'm trying to remember what question it is, or what moment it's going to be with them.
Well, is it them recognizing the location of her interview and then going out there and seeing that it looks different than it did? Yeah.
Okay. She's giving an interview at one point to a newscaster, and these reporters / detectives, I guess.
They're reporters. They're not.
They're reporters,
detectives.
But yeah,
they're doing detective work, but they're reporters.
They're digging for dirt. One of them, the Pruitt Taylor Vance, sees the screen and goes, "I know that location. I've been there." And then they drive out to the desert. They see this unique tree that Simone was sitting in front of.
He just recognizes this one tree out of all trees.
He he holds up the photo of Simone there, and he's like, we went here on our honeymoon, and there's that mountain range, and he's holding up this photo, and then he pulls the photo down, and we see, there's actually a hotel in the background that she was supposed to be filming there yesterday. Jason Schwartzman says, did they put the hotel up overnight, maybe? Just to give context over what that moment is, because we didn't talk about that in the main episode.
I think that makes, like, that reads easily on screen. You can have her in the interview being all glitchy, and then you have the reporters there, and they, like, it tells this, you don't need words to explain what that is. You can have that going underneath music.
Yep.
I think that's...
I've got one more.
I guess we're fucking doing 6. Okay.
Sorry. I'm bad at math at this point. I thought it was. Sorry, I just miscounted. But there's one. I'm thinking in terms of the studio marketing a comedy, you're gonna have to get the car scene in there where he's the mannequin is driving and he's ducked down behind the seat pretending to have the phone call.
That makes sense. I could see that happening. Yeah. That's. Actually, yeah, that's probably even more likely of a contender than everybody at the party splashing into the water. Cool.
All right. Should we watch this thing?
Right. Yeah, let's watch this thing. Let's see what we got. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Viktor Taransky has discovered the perfect actress.
Who is Simone? We know so little about her.
You can't hide her forever. Simone appears only when I want her to appear.
She's beautiful.
That's
She's
the interview,
talented.
but not the tree.
Not how I would have expected
She's
to start this
virtually
trailer.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Star
Up.
is digitized.
That's probably
Star
better
is
than Death.
digitized.
I'm gonna tell the truth about you after your next picture.
I've never really seen Simone up
S1M0NE.
close.
Oh man.
Have you?
I will be checking on a very special guest. She must not be
What a
disturbed
line.
at
Him
any
with the
time
Barbie
for any reason
doll.
whatsoever.
Oh, we should have done the Barbie doll scene. That makes sense.
The body double.
I'm right here.
Yeah. Oh, there you go,
the car.
mannequin.
I borrowed Victor's car. My God.
What do? Do you keep her locked in a box somewhere?
Ah.
Does that
Weird
count?
photoshopping. Oh, concert.
Oh, concert.
What happened when we dusted that whole hotel suite? What about the fingerprints?
Nothing.
This summer
Schwartzman.
Gonna get in a lot of trouble, Mr. Taransky.
Why do you have to bring
This
that up?
summer.
comes a story about the illusion of reality.
The winner of Best Actress.
Okay, the
Oh,
Oscars.
fucking Oscars. We should have called that
And
one.
the studio, of course. Thank you.
Why didn't she
Thank you.
Wait, they never did that?
And
I had
the
a question
lives
about that.
have a life of their own.
What's the matter, Victor? You look so sad.
Gonna be a little change in plans, Simone. See if they still love you after this.
Just her burping.
Victor, she made you.
Giving away the whole film. This is
From
kind
the
of odd.
creator of The Truman Show.
Yeah.
Don't you love me anymore?
She's indestructible.
Al
Okay.
Pacino.
Creator of the Truman Show.
Simone.
Should have thought that they'd lead with that.
Wow.
American online keyword, Simone.
I mean, we just wow, we missed it on that one in a big way. Folks at home, I'm sorry that you basically just listened to the trailer and us saying nothing, but like wow, yeah, that
I was more flabbergasted by the whole thing. I mean, granted, there are other trailers for this. We chose the theatrical trailer, what would have been playing in theaters to promote this film. Although I gotta love the America Online keyword, Simone.
pretty good. Another way this movie looks forward and backward at the same time. So
We're gonna be
yeah,
doing the same thing for 2014 movies, hashtagging on Twitter.
Scan this QR code. I feel like we misjudged how they were going to promote this movie,
Yeah.
but also I think this is a byproduct of this movie being kind of difficult to promote.
Yep. As per my prediction as to why it was forgotten last week. Okay, first, what's our score?
Our score is 1. We got the car mannequin, and that's 1 out of 6. Like, we don't get him saying
We were
death
close
of real.
on a few.
A star is digitized is like what he says right before he says I'm the death of real. I don't know,
Yeah.
like that was a
Which
layup.
makes sense. I Am the Death of Real is darker than A Star is Digitized as opposed to A Star is Born.
Yeah.
I should have guessed that. I forgot about the Star is Digitized line, to be honest.
Yeah, there was no party splashdown. She's at the concert. She's not singing. It's just that bit of her going, "I love you, L.A." is really...
Yeah.
No one could guess that she's a fake. Also, why didn't he have it queued up beforehand? He knew she was playing in L.A. Why did he have to scroll through the name of every city on Earth?
Not just even alphabetical. It goes like... It goes like Detroit, Shanghai, L.A.
I mean, maybe this is just Hank's shitty database management. Like, he didn't alphabetize anything in there, so he just has to, like, scroll through everything.
I had a question for you, though. It didn't come up in the main episode, and at risk of extending this longer, but there's the moment at the Oscars where she doesn't thank Viktor.
Yeah.
And so this confused me a bit, because at no point does Simone become sentient.
No.
That's a question to you.
She does not become sentient, no.
Okay. So when she doesn't thank Viktor, he goes back. You know, Evan Rachel Wood says to him, "Hey, she didn't thank you," and he goes, "She didn't?" He goes back and he plays it over, and he had recorded her saying, "And I'd like to thank Viktor Taransky for blah 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 blah." Now, my question was, did he program her to say it, and she gained sentience and didn't say it?
And
or
then
did
lost
he not write it
sentience
and wrote it later, and now he's like repeating it as a way of showing himself that he didn't put it in there the first time? The moment really confused me.
It's confusing on multiple levels. I don't understand what like whether he recorded the bit and just didn't put it in, and B, I don't understand what that's supposed to signify, like, because it's not like Simone is forgetting you, dude. It's like you're bad at computer.
But it's supposed to indicate thematically that she has completely usurped him in his own mind. Like, her ego has, like, taken over his ego, and, like, what Catherine Keener is saying this whole time. She's using you, and Viktor is becoming the victim.
What makes that's good. That's writing with levels. The other thing, though, about that's so bullshit about that moment is like, oh, she didn't thank me. All you ever have her saying in every interview is how great Viktor Taransky is. Like, she talks about you so much that everyone assumes she's in love with you. Like, it's not like this one thing, like, oh, she didn't thank you in her Oscars acceptance speech. Everything she's said in her public life suggests that you are the guiding light of her whole career.
Well, I think that's the point. That she is, and now it's the society is going, oh, she's slighting him by not commenting on him. I don't know. It's kind of a dropped ball moment. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, the only one in an otherwise airtight, flawless film, Simone.
That we're sending back to modern memory.
Yeah.
Okay, I think there's only one thing left to do here to end this episode. Let's see what the machine is showing us next week.
Okay. Ooh, all right. Well, the readout here says that we're heading to August 8th, 2012 next.
Okay, and I think it's because we just revisited 2002 that we still got some residual strife from that Life or Something Like It episode, because it's saying that we have to go to marriage counseling.
Oh, God. Well, I hope that this helps me communicate with you about how it makes me feel when I see those Ernest Borgnine posters on the ceiling of your quarters on the ship. Am I not man enough for you, Landon?
God. All right.
Am I not? I wish that I had more Ernest Borgnine bits aside from Marty or or the that one Mystery Science Theater movie he was in, because I could probably do more bits right now. Do I not chop meat well enough for you? Well, actually, no, that sounds bad.
The Dirty Dozen. I just extended
Marty, The Dirty Dozen, and Merlin's Shop of Mystical Wonders. Those are the three Ernest Borgnine films. It's amazing. You were talking about Pacino earlier. Borgnine was in 3 movies and he got Best Actor for one of them. That hit rate is insane.
Oh my God. All right, well, for Truman Caps, I've been Landon Solano.
And for Landon Solano, I've been Truman Caps. Stay safe out there.
We'll see you next week, folks. Whoa!
Movie Memory Machine is part of the Gruntwork Podcast Network. Join our Patreon at patreon.com/gruntworkpodcast to keep the machine running. Theme song by Porky's Groove Machine. Rate us on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen. For more information on today's show, visit moviememorymachine.com.